Hello, this is Pat Walker at MissionWinners.com doing a training coaching video for everybody. A lot of people try to forecast, anticipate what's going to happen. We can look back at historical precedents and try to connect the dots, but there's a tremendous amount of information in the charts. Lose the bias, lose the ego, get in line with what's happening. And I'm going to show you what I mean by this. This is something that I've taught for over a decade. You have to look at every price and volume bar. Folks, I will tell you something. Every price and volume bar talks. Our job, hey, just listen to it with an open mind. Right here, spiders. Look at this. This is last year. Spiders gap up. That's good. And close near their highs. That's a good bar. There's nothing. The trend is up. Get in line with the trend. Advance it one bar. Just one bar. Oh, it drops down, it gaps down, and it closes down on a heavier volume than the day it went up. Now, is this the day to say, oh, geez, I need to sell everything? No, the trend is up, but it went down on heavier volume than it went up on. It's just something to be aware of. Advance it one bar. Oh, look, it drops down, it gaps down, and it drops down a little bit below the 8-day, but it did it on relatively low volume. It's still above the rising 20-day. Do we need to freak out? No. But when you put in the context that it went up on good volume and gapped down on heavier volume, it's just a small red flag to say, I better watch and not get sloppy. It gaps up. See the opening right there? That little slash mark. It gaps up and closes near its lows of the day, still above the rising 20-day. And volume was low. You don't have to freak out. Just watch it and see what happens. It gaps up, it runs up, and then drops and closes in the bottom fifth of its or fourth of its range for the day on a pickup in volume. There's selling going on here. There was selling going on here. There's selling going on here. We'll have to watch this. We won't get sloppy. Still above the rising, or at the rising 20-day, above the rising 50-day. We watch price and volume every day. Make it easy. You don't have to, no oscillators or any of that crud either, okay? Advance it. Oh, an inside day. It gaps up, it runs up, and closes. But note where it closes on this bar. It closes in the bottom half of its range for the day. There isn't a tremendous of power in this bar, is there? Then combine it with this fact. Volume on this day was less than volume on this down volume day. And it was less than volume on this down volume day. Connect the dots. You say, oh, that means we're going to short? No. Doesn't mean we're going to go long? No. Let price tell you. The trend is still up. You've just got a couple of small warning flags. Advance it a day. Gaps down, runs up, closes in the top half of its range on a slight pickup in volume. A constructive bar. Constructive bar. Resting right on the 20-day. Let's see. Now, is this a day to say go crazy and buy a bunch of stocks in light of what it did here and here? No. Just watch. Advance it a day. Look at this. It gaps up. See the open? It runs up and then drops and closes in the bottom half of its range and closes below where it opens. It was met with some selling pressure. Is it a day to panic and sell everything? No. It's still grinding up. But you've got a couple, 1, 2, 3. You've got 3 small warning flags there. Advance it a day. Just a quiet inside day. Closes down just a little bit on low volume. Nothing. It's okay. Advance it one day. It gaps up. See, here's the close. Price gaps up, runs up, and then drops and closes in the bottom third of its range for the day on a pickup in volume. What does that tell you, folks? This price bar on the S&P 500 spiders was met with selling pressure. Selling pressure. It was met with selling pressure here. 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 4 days. 4 days out of 1, 2, 3. Well, we'll take it from here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 4 out of the last 10 days were selling days. Now, is that like, oh, sell everything? No. Let price tell you what to do. Price. gaps down, drops down, bounces off the 50-day, but look at this volume, folks. The volume on this bar is heavier than any of these bars. And you say, well, got to make sure it doesn't lose the 50-day. That'd kind of be a bummer. That's a warning flag to sell more, folks. You lost 2 important moving averages on heavy volume. I always say this. People talk with their mouths and vote with their pocketbooks. Guess what? They voted. Advance it a day. It drops on heavy volume again. And look at this. It gaps up. See that opening right there? It gaps up and runs up and drops and finds support on the 50-day, but heavy volume again. Another heavy volume day. These are all days to say, hey, be careful. Don't get complacent with your stocks. Okay, look at this day. It gaps down, it drops, and closes right at the 50-day on pretty heavy volume, and it's unchanged. To a degree, it's a slightly positive day, but it didn't have enough power to close up on the day. But it did close near its highs, so it's positive to a degree. Advance it one day. Oh, look at this. It gaps down, it runs up, and closes in the bottom half of its range below the 50-day. Below the 50-day on average daily volume. Oh, is that the panic day to sell everything? No, it's just another slight red warning flag in context of these other bars. Advance it a day. Boom. Gaps down and drops like a dang rock. You had warning signs. You had warning signs. Folks, I taught this a couple of times. And in fact, I made a video on it as this happened. This day here, first day to close below the 50-day, other days with volume characteristics that were bad. Advance it. Oh, man. Ugly. Bounces around. Ugly. Gets sick. And the bottom line is this. You had warning signs in this pattern. Moral of the story. Look at every price and volume bar. Open, high, low, close. And you will be ahead of the competition. There you go. You got a plan. I wanted to share that with you, and I hope it helps you. Hope it helps you, and I thank you.